So what's a family's debt to income ratio? A debt to income ratio is just where you take their total debt divided by their total income. And you can either do that per year or you could do that per month. The debt to income ratio should be the same, but they've got to be the same units. So it looks like for this problem, 140, 90, that looks like monthly payments. Yep, it says monthly bills, and they're giving us income in terms of years. So you could do it either two ways. You could convert each of these to their yearly amount, or it'd be quicker just to convert this to a monthly amount. Then they're on the same page. So income per month, take the 68,000, divide by 12. But either way is okay. Just want to stress that. So this way it comes up with a yucky decimal. Gross. And so to calculate their debt to income ratio, you want to take their total monthly bills, total monthly debts. So we got $140 plus $90 for electricity, $420 for car payments, and $1,000 for what will be their home payment. So we add those up. It's 1,990. And so their debt to income ratio is going to be their debt divided by their income. So their debt is 1,990 per month. And then their income is $5,666.67 per month. And when you divide those two, you get about 0.35. So roughly 0.35 is their debt to income ratio. So about 35% of every dollar they make is going to their monthly debts. And question 2 says the mortgage lender in town will only pay for a home if the family has a debt to income ratio of 37%. So the bank wants to protect itself from your default. They're worried that you won't pay your bills and you'll have to you won't be able to pay the mortgage and the bank will have to repossess your home. So they're trying to make sure that they don't put you and them in a situation where that's going to happen. So they're saying your debt to income ratio has to be 37% or less. These people qualify, just barely. That's a 35% debt to income ratio, so that's a little bit below. So yes, they qualify, because that's not as risky as 37% is. So if the mortgage lender will allow a loan that causes the family's debt to income ratio to be 37%, what's the above family's maximum monthly payment they can afford? So their monthly debt were all these numbers, according to this problem, plus the $1,000 in mortgage payment, but now that $1,000 is a variable. We're trying to find out X. What is that maximum monthly payment? So that when we calculate their debt to income ratio, when we divide their total debt by $5,666.67, that it should equal 37% as a decimal. Aha! There's algebra. Your math teacher said you'd have to use algebra at some point. So to get X by itself there, that's the unknown. We don't know what that mortgage is going to be. That's what they wanted us to solve for. Instead of $1,000, now it's something we don't know. What is X so that this debt to income ratio equals 37%? To get X by itself, you got to get rid of that 5,666.67. So you got to multiply that to both sides. Okay, because if you multiply it to both sides, you kept your equation balanced. And the reason why we multiply it is because right now it's dividing something. That makes it cancel out to make things simpler. So you're going to have 140 plus 90, which we can add up. That equals whatever 0.37 is times that amount. 0.37 times 5,666.67. So that rounds up. Okay, let's add all those numbers on the left side of the equation real quick. So that's 990. Oops, what did I do? I hit a button. So to get X by itself, you want to subtract that 990 from both sides. So X is going to be $1,106.67. So that's the maximum mortgage they can afford. So if you go on those websites like Trulia or Zillow, and if they're using those estimators, I guess it depends on what those estimators are estimating the tax and private mortgage insurance and all that other stuff. But total monthly payment can't exceed $1,100 or else they're going to push themselves over a 37% debt to income ratio.